For more on the industrial disputes between Labour and the Nasarawa state government, let's bring in the executive governor of Nasarawa state, Abdullahi Sule, who joins us live from Lafia, the state capital. Thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7. Well, let's begin with congratulations. It's 2 years since your administration came on board. Congratulations to you. What would you say have been the highs and the lows these past 2 years?
Well, thank you very much, actually, for having me. And, you know, all my life I was in the private sector, so I came from a different background, and this is a completely new field for me. I think one of the greatest challenges that we have seen in the state is issue of security since we came in. And so we spent a lot of time, you know, trying to ensure that the state is secure. Because we inherited some security challenges here and there. Farmer had a crisis, also issues with the ethnic crisis, border crisis with Benue, you know, and the rest of that. Thank God, you know, everything is calm now, with the exception of from time to time we get to have one problem, mostly coming up from Benue, you know, to this side. You know, then I think we had a few problems here and there with funding, you know, because Nasarawa state is not one of the richest states in the country. So with the COVID-19 economic challenges and the rest of that, we have had to handle here and there, and then we've been able to meet up to date. You know, Nasarawa state also doesn't have much attention on education, so we paid a lot on education. So I would say these are the three areas that we have paid a lot of attention, and the challenges have been there, but so far so good.
All right. And then one other issue that has characterized this administration has been the back and forth with organized labor. And just this Tuesday, they embarked on an industrial action. Why did you allow this to fester to the point where the economy is brought to a standstill?
Our economy has got been brought to a standstill, definitely. The union have been on, the NLC is on strike for sure, but so many other unions are working. Nolge is working, Josun is working, our courts are working, and these are working. However, it is also, I do agree with you, it's not proper for any arm of the government or any union whatsoever to go on strike when there are issues being handled. When I came in, there were 4 issues, you know, that were major. Number one, I came and inherited a situation where the staff had been there for over 13 years without being promoted. So there was no promotion. There was also embargo on employment. This we met on as a result of the economic situation of the state. Then I met even a situation that is worse, you know, that where people were being paid salaries on percentages. Pensioners were paid on percentages. You know, those are what we met. Then the minimum wage was not implemented. You know, so, and then there was some question of some areas of payment around 2016, you know, that we have, that also were there. So I'm happy to tell you that we have handled minimum wage we are paying. The only area that we are having challenges with the NLC is that the law actually says pay minimum of 30,000. We are paying minimum of 30,000, but they are concerned about consequential payments, these minimum payments, you know, for those who were not earning 30,000. But they want some increment because you have just increased those below them to 30,000. So that one also we're willing to look at, but the economic position of the state does not allow us to do that. So right now, the way we are doing. Number two, they came up with the idea that we also have to look at some payments in 2016 that they were not paid, you know, that we should pay that payment. We set up a committee, the committee set up, check it, confirm that yes, they were indeed owed that money. We paid that money also to them, even though we were not here in 2016. Then, because government is continued, you know, so we came up again with the next idea of this percentage. Since we came, we have been paying 100% of salary, 100% of pension. We are not owing for 1 month, and that is what has happened. We also opened employment a little bit. In fact, recently we engaged 2,250 teachers, you know, which was what we did in order to improve the idea of education. And any here and there that we felt necessary that we needed to employ people, we did. In the area of health, for instance, we brought in more doctors that we had employed, and the rest of that. So we addressed that as well. You know, the only area that is pending, which is the cause of the strike, according to the NLC, is this area of saying for the past 13 years they have not been promoted. So we have to go and look at that and pay them. And we explain that it's not that we are willing to pay. All my life I've been promoted and I've been paid. I say I'm more than willing to do that. But with the current economic situation, we are not in a position to pay that. But we said we should look at what is happening from our IGR and we will pay that. Yeah, I asked them to just give us some time, a couple of months, 2 months, 3 months, this and that. We are more than willing to look at that and then start paying gradually. Even if we are going to be paying in phases, we say we are willing to do that. But I guess they didn't agree with that, and that's why they went on strike. But other workers that didn't agree with them didn't join them. Didn't join the strike.
If I may come in, Your Excellency, as it is now, the strike is on. It's not sure when organized labor intends to end the strike. You have issued a no work, no pay policy, and have equally set up a committee to try look into this dispute and end the action. How do you see all of this working together? Because Labour might just on one hand want to stay adamant, because you've already said if they don't work, then they don't get paid.
Well, coming from where I came and based on the law, if you don't work, you don't get paid. But I'm happy to tell you that from the way things are looking, from the report I'm getting from the committee, the strike may end by tomorrow or maybe worst case by Monday. So far, the committee has made tremendous amount of progress. They have agreed on everything except probably one item that they have not agreed on the day that we have to agree on the implementation of the strike. And I said we have to look at our financial position in order for them to show them when we can do that. Because I hate for agreeing to something and then when the date comes, I give excuses. I think that's the only area. And I think by tomorrow, we should be able to agree with that. So I have no doubt in my mind that by tomorrow, we shall be able to come up to some kind of agreement. All the other areas, I was told that they have already agreed.
All right, we're wishing you the best in your conversations with Labour and the best in your administration. Executive Governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, thank you for joining us on TVC News at 7.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.